Possibly the most anticipated movie of the year, or at least of the summer for a lot of us. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Let's talk about it.
It's all you, Terry.
I know I'm starting this thing off. Okay. So, this is the 8th outing of Mission Impossible for one Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise. This is once again directed by Christopher McQuarrie. I think it's his
Fourth.
is it? No, I think it's a 5th. No, fourth. He did Rogue Nation, Fallout, and then Dead Reckoning, and now Final Reckoning. This picks up where Dead Reckoning left off, with the fight against the Entity, this AI thinking thing that is out to destroy the world, and Gabriel, played by Asai Morales, who is the like human embodiment of the voice of the Entity in the world around. You have Ethan, who is still trying to find his way around. He's got his usual team of Luther, played by Ving Rhames, Benji, played by Simon Pegg, Grace is popping back up, played by Haley Atwell, and some others come along the way. And this movie, it's supposed to be Tom Cruise's final outing in Mission Impossible, and they bill it as, and he even tells you in a message before the movie starts, this is the mission every mission has been building towards, right? This is the final mission, and every mission, everything has kind of built to this point. I even think Henry Czerny as Kittredge whispers that at some point in the trailer. That's the point, isn't it? But no, that was my Kittredge.
What's your point, isn't it?
That's the pattern, isn't it? It's kind of Nick Offerman too. He's in this for some reason. So this movie, when I first watched it, it is so trying to be nostalgic and be like that series ending wrap up film. It's trying to be Avengers Endgame. It's trying to be my initial thought was it was trying to be like Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows without the forethought, right? Like J.K. Rowling put stuff in the original and like in the early movies and early books and stuff because she knew it was going to pay off at the end, and she had a purpose for it all at the end. This is that without the forethought. And so it was just like pulling at strings like, oh, hey, this was used in a past movie, and we could pull that out and try to do something with that. And oh, here's a little nostalgia string we can pull at to try and do something. The whole like first hour of this movie is all just trying to dig into as many past Mission Impossibles as possible. And it's okay if you haven't seen them, because when it's trying to pull at the nostalgia, it's going to show you a clip from the nostalgia, so you know exactly what they're talking about. The true fans didn't need that, but you know, whatever. The plot is, I don't really know, like they're trying to destroy the Entity. We know it's the source code is buried in the Arctic under the ice caps in a crashed submarine. Eventually we were going to have to end up there. We knew that since the beginning of Dead Reckoning. But then what do you do with it? It kind of makes sense. I don't know. It's kind of gotten to a point. Mission Impossible has gotten to a point where it's not that far removed from Fast and Furious. Okay. It's just, you put in Tom Cruise instead of Vin Diesel, and it's basically the same thing. And I realize that even more on this one. The plot doesn't really matter. It's how much fun are you going to have with the action sets. I mean, like Fast X and Dead Reckoning kind of end in the same way. They're even both on a train. We may have said this when we did Dead Reckoning. I don't even know. But so yeah, how's it going to wrap up? How's it going to go? There's some great like action moments, and you're on the edge of your seat for like the last hour of this thing. It takes a lot to build up to that last hour. The ending, they had no guts with the ending. Like they could have done something really interesting. And yeah, we'll avoid some of the spoilers. With all that said, I'm giving it 3 stars, which I mean, in terms of Mission Impossible movies, for me, isn't that great. I I love the Mission Impossible movies, and this one, it was trying so hard to just wrap the whole thing up that it forgot to just tell a good story. And that's kind of where this was lost. And there was stuff that popped up. Like there's this whole scene like between Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt, and Briggs, Shea Wiggum's character. There's this whole scene where they have this conversation, and it's like it pulls out something nostalgic from one of the past movies, and I'm watching it and like, this is completely unnecessary. This doesn't matter at all. You just did this to try and bring up something else. You could have that could have been left on the editing room floor, but no, we needed the extra 5-minute scene in the 2-hour and 49-minute movie. So, I mean, that's my biggest thing is just tell the story and make a good movie. Don't worry about trying to be the end all be all and wrap everything up like all the other franchises have been able to do. If it had done that, it would have been a better movie. As it was, it's a good movie. So 3 stars, Final Reckoning. That's where I'm at with this one. Todd, you just watched this morning.
Yeah. It started out with a bang. During the previews, there was a fire in the building and everyone had to evacuate. This didn't happen during the movie, and I was only out there for like 5 minutes, but still, I was like, well, that's
Final Destination.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone fired Final Destination probably really freaked out. It's though I was thinking about No Time to Die a lot in this. There's that's the one that is trying to be this big emotional send off to this character that you love. And I don't think it's as good because mainly because those movies are just kind of better than the Mission Impossible movies, even though Dead Reckoning Part 1 is, I think, probably my favorite one of the franchise. So this one was pretty highly anticipated for me, and I don't think it goes into the same type of storytelling that movie did. And you were saying that the ending's just like whatever. It ends with like this long voiceover that reminded me of the end of Platoon, where it's just like, we weren't fighting the enemy, we were fighting ourselves. We should all just get along. I was like, this is really, really bad. And the plot, I don't think is as complex as it should be, because like in the other ones, you're kind of lost a little bit, and that's sort of the charm of it. But this one, it babies you through it with all of the callbacks. Like it's just like, oh, I don't really know what that means, but I'll figure it out. But then it'll like, oh, we will remind you what this is, or we will show a cut scene that is going to tell you exactly what you need to think at this point. And it just kind of throws everything at you over the course of damn near 3 hours. And like them bringing back the one character from the first one is reminded me of like when Vince came back in Fast 5. It's just like one of those things where it's like, you don't really need to do that. You could have put anybody there.
They could have, but I liked that one. I enjoyed.
I mean, it's a fun beat, but I mean, they could have brought that guy back into the fold at any point. But now you're just being like, oh yeah, he's just like this genius that's all living out in like Iceland or whatever. It's kind of weird. The underwater stuff is amazing. I just don't think the mission makes all that much sense, because like I don't see why you can't just like why didn't the government just call up James Cameron and be like, hey, this is the mission. Can you get your guys to go do this at the bottom of the sea? Because you know he does that. It can't be that complicated. The military can't even figure it out.
Well, the military wasn't allowed to figure it out.
Yeah, true. But so James Cameron should have done it. The send offs for a couple of characters are cool. Some explanations are a little wonky. I was thinking, I thought about Metal Gear a lot in this movie too, like the second Metal Gear, where you don't really know why you're doing something, but you know what you're supposed to do. It's like a very clear mission, and the mission is going to end, and then you're going to get another objective. It's like, why are they trying to do that? If they do that, then this will happen. But if the other guy does it, then it has the same result, and you could get I don't know. It never made like that old stuff. I was just like, I don't really get it, but okay. I'll be happy when Christopher McQuarrie finally can commit his efforts to like more creative projects again, because this is the Oscar-winning writer of The Usual Suspects, and he's been stuck doing these movies for, over 10 years. So I'll be happy when he can do his own thing now. Jack Reacher was fun. This one I didn't like as much. 2.5 stars, which I think that puts it 6th in the Mission Impossible rankings. So,
which ones do you have below it?
Fallout and the first one.
Oh gosh!
Blasphemy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I do have this. I did drop my Mission Impossible ranking on the channel, and this was my 7th in the entry for me too. I have it at 3 stars. I want to bounce off some thoughts off you. This is I like music, and when an artist I really love drops a greatest hits album, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is like the greatest hits album of Mission Impossible. We're seeing a lot of fun stuff. This movie is going to be remembered for that plane sequence and the underwater sequences. Okay, some of the better sequences in the entire franchise. I wish I would have seen it in IMAX for that plane sequence alone, because I feel like that would have been truly like breathtaking stuff. You're right. No Time to Die is where this is going to be easily compared to, because you don't want to fall in that 007 No Time to Die range where you kill off your main guy. But I also got a little bit of Jurassic World Dominion in here, where you bring back somebody from the first movie. Dotson, we got Dotson over here. That's what they do here as well. But even they do it better because the guy can actually act. The other guy is a Pinot nominated worst performance award nominee. So I liked that callback. Seeing some stuff called back was just cool. But there's there's some blatant holes in like the callbacks they do, like Mission Impossible 2, Where Are You? And some other movies too. I feel like they really pay tribute to like 2 of the films in the franchise, which we I think we both love. All 3 of us love those 2 movies. They called back quite a bit on it. MI3 and the first one. I think we all enjoy those ones quite a bit. I also picked up some. What was I going to make a reference to? I'll think about it. But I do like a couple of the people that popped up here. Katie O'Brien showing up here. She's a star.
Oh, yeah.
Like when she popped up, I was like, that's the girl that you guys sorely did not nominate for Pinot Nom. Pom Klemteef they did not utilize her from her performance from the Dead Reckoning movie. Like she was badass in that movie. She was kind of tamed down. She was still cool in this, but just really tamed. I also like when Shea Wingham comes on. Literally, that's the comparison to Fast X. He's in the Fast and the Furious movies as well. And when they bring him in and they make his little story beats that happen, I'm like, are we watching Fast and the Furious? Like, that's honestly the easiest comparison because they're in their same exact franchises there. Still enjoyed it. We still get like Carrie Elwes popping up, a lot of throwbacks to other movies. The one biggest thing I feel like they could have really capitalized is Ving Rhames here. Obviously, Lilo and Stitch came out this same weekend. They recasted Cobra Bubbles. Courtney B. Vance played him, but it was Ving Rhames. What was Ving Rhames possibly doing that he couldn't be in Lilo and Stitch? Like he was doing mostly voiceovers in this movie. It wasn't like he couldn't be in the other one. No, but they had to do the double bill for Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible. They had to do Hannah Waddingham, which I love her from Ted Lasso, but she's totally Nick Cage in this movie. She was doing the dark, the deeper voice, and I'm a captain of a ship. That's the Nicolas Cage performance in there, just kind of little metal tone, like. But that's literally why was she in this movie? Just because it's face recognition. Anyway, and Pinot Nom, Holt McCallany. God bless you. I thought you were going to do some of the amateur. I'm going to backstab people in the CIA. You missed this opportunity here. And Nick Offerman, I was like, oh, this is where he becomes president of the United States in Civil War. Nope. This is a fun movie. I think the Mission Impossible franchise is, even being near the bottom of the ranking, I think Mission Impossible is a really fun franchise. It's super, like, it's fast food. It's like you can just easily, like, you can just chomp it down and enjoy it for what it is, and you can just turn your brain off and have fun with it. And that's what Mission Impossible Final Reckoning is. It's fun. It's a 3-star film. It's low 3 stars near the bottom of the franchise, but way better than Fallout. Or not it's lower than Fallout. Fallout needs to be put higher on your list. You need to reevaluate. But Todd.
Yeah, Todd's bottom 2 and are the same as like my top 2. I still hold like the first one is still my favorite. I love that one because it's so different than the rest. I've got Final Reckoning it's going to be falling like 6 or 7 on the list of the 8 Mission Impossible movies, somewhere in there. But
Dead Reckoning Part 1 and Mission Impossible 3 are the best ones.
Yeah, I have.
I've got Dead Reckoning up there too.
My 3.
Like, just 3. Yeah, just like I just went through and really quick wrote them down. I got the first one, Fallout 2, Dead Reckoning 3, Mission Impossible 3, 4th. 5th, I have Ghost Protocol. 6th, Final Reckoning. 7th, Rogue Nation. 8th, Mission Impossible 2. And Rogue Nation, it's literally the one like outside of the plane, him hanging off the plane to start the movie. I don't remember anything about that movie. So
yeah, this is true. That's what I kind of said in my ranking too. That's why I have it at 6th. I'm like, I don't remember this. It's like Ghost Protocol, and this one I get mixed up on. But I had to
Ghost Protocol. Ghost Protocol is the one in Dubai where he's climbing the Burj Khalifa.
But it's the one that they're going up against Sean Harris in both of those movies. But which one's which?
Well, is it both of them though? Or
yeah,
no,
he's
Fallout
in both of those movies. Okay. Oh, he's in Fallout. Yeah, he shows up in Fallout. That's right. He comes up in Fallout. See,
yeah. Anyways, yeah. Some of them do kind of run together a little bit, but it, like you said, it even like what we're saying now, the way you remember these is, oh, this is the one that had that action sequence in it, and if you can remember it for anything beyond that, that's what makes it great. Like Mission Impossible 3, that's the Philip Seymour Hoffman one.
Ghost Protocol is the one where they tried to hand it to Jeremy Renner. So, like, Chris isn't even the main character in that one.
Yeah, where's Renner in the final?
Yeah, he just kind of disappeared.
Oh yeah, he got ran over. I forgot.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a bad joke. I apologize.
All right. Well, there's our spoiler time. So, done with that. I gave it 3 stars. Adam gave it 3 stars. Todd gave it 2.5. It's in theaters. I didn't even check. How much money did this thing make, Todd?
Like 60 something.
Yeah, I think I saw. Yeah, it was the highest opening of the franchise. Is that right?
Was it really?
It was a huge weekend this weekend.
63 million for Final Reckoning. 146 million for Lilo and Stitch. Oh, holy cow.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was packed. But no, the Mission Impossible. There was a guy behind me. He was hyped for this movie, by the way. He was talking before the credits, like, "Oh, it's about to get good." Right when the opening titles came on, he was talking the entire time to himself. People were hyped for this movie.